This is the Hunter Report, and this is the unboxing of my ESEE for survival knife. And the topic today is knives and entrepreneurship. When I was 16 years old, 17 years old, I worked for a company called Cutco, and you can check them out. They really like to get college students to sell knives, like door to door knife salesmen, and they have a massive organization in the United States. You know, we're talking thousands of college students every single year, and they have like a pyramid, promotion scheme where if you sell like $10,000 of knives or $20,000 of knives in one year, the next year you get to become the manager for all the new kids, and they even have like professional career tracks. And I just remember going to the Cutco conferences, and it was a blast. I had a blast, and I learned a lot about American entrepreneurship, how to sell, how to network, and a little bit about the industry. So as I open up this ESEE knife, I'm going to do it with this Cutco Super Shears, which I have from 15 years ago, back when I used to sell Cutco. And look how cool these things are. They come apart. They're super high carbon stainless steel, and they can cut pennies. Part of the sales pitch that they taught us to do was to cut pennies. So I've opened up the knife. I haven't even taken it out yet, and this is really cool. Randall's Adventure and Training. Survival. Size up the situation. Use all your senses. Remember where you are. Vanquish fear and panic. Improvise. Value living. Act like the natives. Live by your wits. And from what I've been gathering from YouTube, the guys behind ESEE were South American jungle survival experts. And it appears they have a Randall's School of Survival. It's pretty cool. Let's see what's on the back here. Distress signals, which is key. Short-term survival tips. Only move if necessary. Stay put if injured, which makes a lot of sense. Make shelter and signals. Build shelter only big enough. Signaling. So really cool stuff. I'm very glad they included this card. It's just those little details that matter. They're based in Alabama, which is cool. Sort of dirt here, and so clearly this knife has been used. I'm not the kind of person to really complain. This thing is meant to be used, but probably somebody used it before. Anyway, paid some good money for this. Let's see how the cut tests. Now that's it's not super sharp. Yeah, it definitely is gonna need some touching up. I have my diamond there, my diamond sharpening stone, so it's gonna need a little care, but I got this so I can do some batoning. My favorite material to work with is bamboo. And believe it or not, I live in the New York City area. Bamboo actually grows inside the confines of New York City. And in the surrounding areas, there are bamboo patches. But I chose orange because in a survival situation, orange is going to stand out the best. Hunting jackets are made in orange, and hunting hats and things like that. And this is a survival knife. And I got some paracord from Home Depot, premium. This was like $2 extra. And I'm going to do a, let's see, 7-strand core. I'm going to do a little lanyard, for the bottom here. And I chose the knife, just based on YouTube reviews, is made in America. So that sort of precludes the fall Niven F1, and but that is a beautiful segue into some other topics. And then my Carta handle, which seemed better to have than like say the Becker, the K-bar Becker BK 16 in specific, which is the same same basic size as this. And here's the handle, and the sheath too is sort of what I paid for. Nice click Kydex sheath, little belt system here, which I'll play with. Here's another piece of swag that I got for $10 through Amazon. And the reason I got this fire starter is actually for the pocket guide. Just gonna open it up here with my Cutco super shears. It was the cheapest item I could get. They don't sell the survival guide by itself, but it's got a little tape here. They said it was made of plastic, and it's just, it's got a nice little ruler. How to do some knots, how to do a shadow stick, a rain dew trap, solar cell purification. I do have a water purifier system, and I'll do that in another video. How to make shelter, how to signal fire. And this really gets into the whole Bear Grylls, video series, and Ray Mears, who to me, Ray Mears is the godfather of survival videos, and he's been doing this, I think, survival videos and bushcraft videos since the early 90s. And fire starter, and I like this because it is a highly multifunctional tool. I'm not gonna test it out because we're indoors, but you get your paraceum rod, nice and thick, probably for a few thousand uses. Wet, works well wet. You get the striker built in, and then you get this nice little pop top here with cotton to keep your cotton dry. You get a whistle. I want to talk a little bit about bamboo, and this is a game board. It was made in China. It's made out of bamboo, and just gonna show you guys. It costs about $30. It's called a Game of Go. It's an ancient game that predates even chess, and you can literally spend your entire lifetime on it. But it's a beautiful bamboo board, and bamboo is a great material to work with. Ray Mears has a great segment on how to start a fire using bamboo. So check that out right there. And all you boys in Alabama and Georgia, word on the street is that there's some big bamboo growing down there. And when you don't know how to work with bamboo, it can be daunting. Some people view it as an invasive species, and it is. It's an aggressive plant. But if you know how to work with bamboo, you can make boards, like this, and you can start a fire like that video shows very easily. And here's another cool link. on how to make a table sort of surface, or you can use the same technique for roof thatching, and that's the NYPD right there doing their job. Different sound than a fire truck. But yeah, so bamboo, lots of stuff, very versatile. And I've worked with bamboo before. I built a wind chime out of it. It was a fun project. I've actually built 2 wind chimes to try to improve upon the design. You really need huge bamboo to get the musical notes, so that there's a kind of good sound when the wind rustles the bamboo. And the tool that I used was this sort of like outside saw, which wasn't ideal. I think the ideal tool is a machete, or in Southeast Asia they call it a parang. And here's another video of Ray Mears, going into that. And thank you, Ray Mears, the godfather of all survival videos. Now a further discussion of American entrepreneurship. As you know, I worked for Cutco. I sold knives in New York City with Cutco. And as you see, it's made in Olean, New York. There's another company based in Olean, New York. It's called K-Bar. And K-Bar has been making the standard general issue Marine Corps survival knife called the K-Bar survival knife since World War II. And I've never been to Olean, New York, but it's just fascinating how, 2 different parts of my life, outdoor wilderness survival, and this completely, commercial endeavor I did when I was 17 years old, sort of have a intersection, later in life. And I think the story of Olean, New York, is one to be told, as a great American industrial town that's different from the story of Detroit, or Canton or Akron, Ohio, with their tires, or Wisconsin with its cheese, and New Orleans with its tourism. And America is a beautiful institution. Anyway, so these are some tools that I've been acquiring over the years. And now that I have my ESEE 4, I have no inclination to sell it. This is a solid American-made piece of steel, and I intend to keep it for life. I don't have the resources to go buying knives every month. I'd rather actually buy a bass guitar next. Anyway, that's another topic, but I do have the Leatherman juice here, and I have been abusing this Leatherman for years now, and it doesn't say made in USA. Actually, I have searched all sides of it, and I don't see a made in USA stamp. So it is what it is. We live in the age of globalization, although I do prefer these 2 items are made in the States, and I prefer the best of all worlds. And since we're talking about the globe, here is a buck knife that I bought at Walmart like 10 years ago, and it's made in China. The flippity-doo down there, and it is a buck knife. So American brand, made in China. Cutco, Olean, Alabama. Here's another knife of mine. This is the Miyabi Morimoto edition, as in the guy, the Iron Chef. The Iron Chef. And it has a great, full tank construction. And I used to be a professional cook. And see that great rocking motion, to chop up your shrimps and tomatoes and whatnot. And here's another one I decided to include in this discussion because, it looks like a cheap, flimsy knife. I bought it for about $12. And you can sort of see by the cross symbol that it's made in Switzerland. And this is my tomato knife. To get into tomatoes, you want a nice serrated edge. $12, Swiss made. It sort of makes me think of Europe. So here we go. We have Switzerland, Japan, American brand, Chinese made, Leatherman, American brand. Doesn't even say where it's made. Could be China, could be Indonesia. Cutco, only in New York. American made, indestructible, and made in the USA, made in Alabama. Beautiful. So this is a really nice complement that I have here. So you got to have the right tool for the right job. This just, from this, I start thinking about globalization. I start thinking, about the deals that were made between Leatherman, and how do you really build a brand? And, this buck knife, it's probably the oldest brand here. I don't really know the history of this Swiss thing. This Cutco has actually been around for a long time. These guys have been around, I think since the 90s, or they were working with Ontario Knives. So, how do you build a brand once you have, this is really ESEE, is really, it's a new brand, compared to a Cutco, compared to a buck knife. And Leatherman is definitely a bigger company than ESEE. This is a fascinating topic of entrepreneurship, globalization, making deals, and thinking strategically. And, how to, going back to the Cutco, how do you sell? How do you, greet your customers with respect and get to know your customers and understand what their needs are, and how to sell, the super shears with the cutting of the penny demo, which I'm going to do. So this is a very rusty, very, very rusty safety pin. And I have my Cutco super shears here. And just to show you, I'm not even trying, but done. See, the tip was off. So these things are, a tank. Take them apart, wash them. And Cutco offers a forever guarantee, which is great for refining your customers after, 15 years like me. Cutco sales guy probably to my house, which I'm not looking forward to. You have to qualify your phone leads and call them by phone to see if they even want somebody at their house. Which I feel like I've paid my dues. So don't call me Cutco. I'll call you. But very proud, made in the USA, and entrepreneurship, survival knives, bamboo. This is the Hunter Report. Thank you very much. Subscribe below. Hit me up on Twitter. And I look forward to your feedback. Have a great day.